Thank you all for tuning into Big Mama Story Time. Story Time! Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment to my page. Here we go. Hi guys, thank you all for tuning into Big Mama Story Time on today. Today I will be reading to you all Disney's, Pixar's, The Incredibles. Alright guys, let's get into this. I love the movie, so hope the book is just as good, y'all. Not so long ago, a small but elite group of heroes used their special powers to stop villainous plots and protect innocent citizens from harm. They were the Supers. Among them were Frozone, Gazerbeam, and Elastigirl. But one of the Supers stood out from the rest. His name was Mr. Incredible. He was the best known, most popular hero in the city, and he always insisted on working alone. One day, Buddy, Mr. Incredible's #1 fan, showed up at a bank robbery wearing a pair of rocket boots to help him fly. Mr. Incredible simply said, "Fly home, Buddy. I work alone." But Buddy didn't listen. Mr. Incredible managed to save Buddy from a bomb, but a bank robber escaped. Some train tracks were destroyed, and a few people were hurt. It was after that day that the Supers' lives changed forever. People started to think Supers did more harm than good. The government decided that Supers should no longer be allowed to use their powers. So Mr. Incredible and his new bride, Elastigirl, became known as Bob and Helen Parr to the rest of the world. Years passed and the Parrs had 3 children. They tried to live as ordinary family, but their 2 oldest children, Violet and Dash, had superpowers. Only the baby, Jack, seemed normal. Like their parents, the kids weren't allowed to use their powers in public. Home was different. Dash and his super speed to annoy Vi, who would become invincible and fight back with force fields. Their parents had to use their superpowers to break up the fights. Ordinary life was hard for everyone, especially Bob. Bob missed being a superhero. So he and his friends Lucius, the former Frozone, began to fight crime and help people in secret. One night, as the 2 friends were rescuing people from the burning building, someone was watching them. A mysterious woman named Mirage followed Bob and Lucius and then told her boss about them. Mr. Incredible was just the person Mirage and her boss had been looking for. The next day, Bob was fired from his normal job. After a particularly rough day with his boss, when Bob came home, he found a small computer in his briefcase. The screen lit up. "Hello, Mr. Incredible," Mirage said. "I represent a top secret division of the government, and we have need of your unique abilities." She said they needed Bob's help to stop an out-of-control experimental robot. Mirage offered to pay him 3 times more than his current normal job paid. "The Supers aren't gone, Mr. Incredible. You're still here," she finished. Then her message self-destructed. Bob accepted this secret hero mission. He decided not to tell his family he had been fired again. Instead, he told them he was going on a business trip. Within hours, Mr. Incredible was aboard a fancy jet heading for the island of Nomanism. He listened carefully as Mirage described the mission. "The Omnidroid 9000 is a top secret battle prototype robot," she explained. "We lost control and now it's loose in the jungle, threatening our facility." She warned him that the robot would quickly learn his moves because it was a learning robot. The hero was to defeat the expensive invention without destroying it. "Shut it down Do it quickly. Don't destroy it. Mr. Incredible summed it up. He was finally going to be a real super again. Of course, it had been a long time since Mr. Incredible had battled an out-of-control robot. It didn't help that he was not in super shape. Wham! Bam! Still, as Mirage and her boss watched on a video screen from their headquarters, Mr. Incredible was eventually able to trick the robot and shut it down. All right, Mr. Incredible, do your job. Look at them, y'all. Look at him. Mr. Incredible was thrilled. He felt like a new man. Back at home, he had a new routine. Each day, he pretended to go to work, but instead, Mr. Incredible exercised. Soon, he was as fit, as strong as his super self. He even had a new super suit made by Edna Mold, former designer for the supers. When Mirage called him again, Mr. Incredible was ready for another secret mission. Following her instructions, he flew back to the island of Nomanism. Little did he know, he was headed for big trouble. Once again, he battled an Omnidroid, but this Omnidroid was much faster and stronger and smarter. It anticipated all of Mr. Incredible's moves. The Omnidroid caught Mr. Incredible. Oh man, Mr. Incredible, it was a setup. Suddenly, Mr. Incredible heard a wild laugh. It's bigger. It's better. It's finally ready, yelled the wild-haired man who jetted down to face the captured super. Buddy? Asked Mr. Incredible. My name is not Buddy, and it's not Incrediboy either, shrieked the bitter grown-up Buddy. All I wanted to do was help you, but I learned an important lesson. You can't count on anyone. Now I have a weapon that only I can defeat, he added, laughing evilly. I'm Syndrome. Syndrome tossed Mr. Incredible over a cliff, and he landed in the river below. Then Syndrome tossed a bomb into the water to get rid of the super for good. Oh man, Mr. Incredible. Let's see what happened, y'all. But Mr. Incredible found safety in an underwater cave. Hey, he found safety, y'all. Inside the cave, he discovered the skeleton of his unlucky super friend, Geyser Beam. Lucky for Mr. Incredible, though, the skeleton not only offered a place to hide and trick Syndrome's probe, but Geyser Beam had also carved the word Chronos into the cave wall before he died. Mr. Incredible escaped from the cave and then found his way to Syndrome's headquarters and main computer. Uh-oh. When Mr. Incredible typed in Chronos, Syndrome's plan appeared. There was a long list of supers, and most of them were listed as terminated. It quickly became clear that Syndrome had been killing off supers by using them to train his Omnidroid. Now that the evil robot was perfected, Syndrome was going to launch it on the city. Suddenly, Mr. Incredible's suit started beeping. Mr. Incredible didn't know why, but he did know it was time to run from Syndrome's guards. However, Mr. Incredible never had a chance as a bunch of sticky globs surrounded and captured him. Oh man, Mr. Incredible. Y'all, they got him. The beeping was a harnessing device that had been sewn into Mr. Incredible's super suit. Helen had activated it when she met with Edna Mold, who had also made super suits for the rest of the Parr family. Helen decided to go and find Bob. Unfortunately, when Helen tried to tell V to take care of her brothers, while she was gone, Dash found the kid's new super suit. He raced around in his super speedy suit, and Vi learned that her suit turned invincible when she did. Hey, both of you, knock it off, Helen said. Soon, Elastigirl had everything under control and was aboard a jet on the way to Nomanism. But as the jet neared the island, Elastigirl discovered Violet and Dash on board. They quickly blamed each other for stowing away. "You left Jack alone?" Elastigirl cried. "Of course we got a sitter. Do you think I'm totally irresponsible?" asked V. Elastigirl phoned the sitter, but the call was cut short. The jet was under attack. Oh man, y'all. The jet under attack. They trying to take him down. After watching from headquarters, Mirage announced target was destroyed. Mr. Incredible knew his family was on the jet and was devastated. Syndrome sneered. "You'll get over it. I seem to recall that you prefer to work alone." But Syndrome had underestimated Elastigirl. She had made herself into a parachute and landed with the children safely in the ocean. Then Elastigirl had shaped herself into a boat. Using Dash's super fast legs as a motor, the super family raced towards the island to rescue Mr. Incredible. Yes, get y'all father and husband. Go rescue your family. When they made it to the shore, Elastigirl found a cave where V and Dash could hide. Elastigirl handed the children masks and said, "Put these on. If anything goes wrong, use your powers." Then Elastigirl left to break into Syndrome's headquarters and rescue her husband. Soon after, V and Dash were forced out of the cave by a giant fireball. It turned out to be the rocket exhaust from Syndrome's base. Dash and V watched as the Omnidroid rocketed into the night sky and headed towards the city. The next morning, Dash spotted what he thought was a talking bird. It was one of Syndroid's security alerts. Suddenly, V and Dash were surrounded by guards. Oh man, y'all, it's time to use y'all superpowers. "Remember what Mom said," Violet whispered. "Run!" V turned invisible and Dash ran. They used their powers well. Meanwhile, Elastigirl found Mr. Incredible with Mirage and gave her a swift punch. He tried to explain that Mirage had switched sides and was helping him to escape, but there was no time. Mirage announced that guards had been sent after V and Dash. Quickly, Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl raced to rescue their children. I know that's right, y'all. Go get y'all kids. Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl reached the jungle. Suddenly, a big round force field rolled through the trees with Violet and Dash inside. "Mom! Dad!" yelled Violet. Their reunion was cut short as Syndrome's guards surrounded them. Working together, the Incredibles made an incredible team, but they were on Syndrome's turf. Soon, the villain caught them in the immobile ray. Back at the headquarters, Syndrome told the captive family his plans. He had already sent the Omnidroid to the city. The robot will emerge dramatically, do some damage, and just when all hope is lost, Syndrome will save the day. "I'll be a bigger hero than you ever were." Then Syndrome left to save the city, leaving the Incredibles behind. Oh man. You don't leave the Incredibles behind now. They will get out and come and get you. I think y'all he forgot since he was young who they are. Meanwhile, the Omnidroid was already ripping through the city. The people were terrified. Just when it looked as if no one could stop the gigantic robot, Syndrome arrived to save the day. "Stand back!" he shouted. He secretly used his remote control, and the Omnidroid's arm fell down. The crowd went wild, cheering for Syndrome. His plan was working. Syndrome looked like a hero. But Syndrome had made a huge mistake because the robot was a learning robot. It quickly learned that the remote control was controlling it. The Omnidroid blasted the remote from Syndrome's wrist, knocking him out. Now the robot was truly out of control, but V had used her powers to free her family. I know that's right, V. Y'all gotta help the city. It's out of control. And now the Incredibles were racing back to the city on one of Syndrome's rockets. When they arrived, Mr. Incredible told his family he was going after the Omnidroid alone. At first, Elastigirl was upset, but then Bob blurted out, "I can't lose you again. I'm not strong enough." Surprised and touched by her husband's feelings, Elastigirl replied gently, "If we work together, you won't have to be." I know that's right, Elastigirl. Y'all work as a family. Ain't no alone time in this. Yeah. So the Incredible family combined their superpowers once again. With help from their friend Frozone, they were able to trick the Omnidroid. Mr. Incredible grabbed one of its detached arms and pointed at the robot. Elastigirl pushed the correct button on the robot and the arm rocketed into the robot. The Omnidroid fell over and exploded. Thwack! Wham! Ooh-wee. The Supers had won. They had destroyed the Omnidroid. The crowd cheered, but the Incredible family's problems weren't over. Syndrome wanted revenge. When the Pars arrived home, they found Syndrome kidnapping Jack-Jack. The Incredible family sprang into action as Syndrome blasted up to his jet. Yay! Hooray! That's the crowd cheering, y'all. Fortunately, it turned out that Jack-Jack had powers. He turned into a monster. Frightened Syndrome dropped the baby in mid-air. Mr. Incredible threw Elastigirl, who quickly caught Jack-Jack. Then she turned herself into a parachute, and mother and son floated down. Syndrome wasn't so lucky. His cape got tangled in the jet's turbine, causing the plane to explode. The Incredibles had seen Syndrome for the last time, but it was not the last time the Incredibles would face danger. From now on, they wouldn't have to hide their powers, at least not all the time. They really were a super family. That's the end, guys. That was wonderful. I actually liked the book. All right, guys. That was Disney's Incredibles. I hope you all liked that book, and I hope you all liked how I read it. I really do like the Incredibles, as y'all can see. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Again, I want to thank you all for supporting my channel. If you are subscribed, please don't forget to hit that notification bell so that whenever I post new videos, you all can get that notification. All right, guys. Thank you all. Bye.